All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Attack on Titan podcast with RTG Anime. It's Randy here. We've also got Po and Yaz in the house, and we're going to be walking through episode 6, which just dropped today. We missed episode 5's recording, but I'm guessing if you're listening to this, you know what happened. We'll probably touch on some of those points throughout this podcast as well, since we didn't get around to recording one for that episode. Lots of action today. Hey guys, how'd we feel?
Yeah, dude, my jaw was literally dropped this whole episode. It was crazy. Like the amount of casualties, it was nuts.
Your jaw wasn't the only jaw that dropped this episode.
True.
Hey, I get it, Jaw Titan.
Yeah. Levi rendered the Jaw Titan's jaw utterly useless.
Yeah. Also, shout out to the squad. We finally got to see all the scouts pull up. I've been waiting for this episode since like the beginning of the season.
Yeah, me too. We haven't seen Hanji yet though. I want Hanji.
Yeah, I wonder where. We haven't seen a few scouts actually.
Yeah, actually, there was a. So we saw Sasha, Connie, Jean.
We even saw Flock, Mikasa,
and it definitely seems that Eren was kind of freestyling this one a little bit.
Yeah, that's the kind of feeling I got. Like I wrote somewhere, it seemed like this was all Eren's plan. Like it didn't seem like this was a collaborative effort. Like the scouts sat down and Armin was like busting out these big brain plays. It looked like Eren was he went rogue and he sent those letters and was like, yo, this is what we're going to do. And then didn't really have a choice in the matter. They're like, okay.
Yeah. It's kind of how it seemed, hey?
Yeah, but I guess we can dive in like scene by scene then.
Yeah.
Before the opening, it kind of follows Tiber's and Maggot's dialogue. And it looked, like, I don't know if you guys had predicted this, but it seemed this was all part of their plan. Like, they anticipated an attack during the speech. Like, this was all bait. So that they could use that as part of the narrative to see, like, yo, listen, these paradise devils, like, we need to unite and kill all of them. And, like, Tiber was willing to put his life on the line to get across this message, which, I wish we had more Tiber, because he seemed like an interesting character. Like, he almost seemed kind of like a nice guy, the way they were showing him in his dialogue. But then, like, this whole plan was to basically instigate an attack and use them as bait to unite the rest of the world.
Yeah, that's the general idea that's what I got out of that. It was pretty it's pretty high level thinking. Like we were just sitting here giving Marley shit for not being able to come up with decent strategies and things like that. Like this was clearly a Tiber plan, because I think, as we've seen before, Marley do not have the strategic capabilities of coming up with anything better than, hey, let's just throw the Titans in there and let them fuck shit up.
Yeah, and also it wasn't even a Marleyan who came up with this plan. It was an Eldian. It was Tiber.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. And then, like, I was also wondering, like, Randy and Yaz, do you think, like, Maggot feels some sympathy towards Eldians? Because, we saw in episode 1, he was just ruthless, just sending Eldians to that machine gun, trying to, like, dismount it. But here, when he's talking to William Tiber, it kind of seems like he does feel bad for them, like sending them to their deaths.
What are your thoughts, Yaz?
I think he may have some sympathy. Even more evidence is episode 2 of this final season, when the the Eldians returned to their internment zone and they met with their families, Magath stood far away, stared for a few seconds, then left. That could be another indication that he does feel sympathy for them. I believe he does.
Yeah, I saw that too. And then that same episode, he also allowed them to have like a fun night in the train. Yeah, I think Magath seems like a very interesting character. Like, they're definitely setting him up to be like a main player.
Yeah, and then I guess like also I think this was episode 2, like when he let the Eldians like be loud in the next car in the train. So
yeah, that's what I was talking about. It seems obvious that I think it's obvious that he has some form of sympathy. I think particularly like he has a soft spot for Gabby. I can't remember why I thought that though, but I did. Or I think some of the other Marleyan soldiers have a soft spot for Gabby. Like, she seems to be able to talk to the, like, were they Marleyan soldiers that she was talking to in this episode that like got shot? It seems yeah.
I believe so, yes. Like she even has Marlene friends. That's how much influence she had.
Yeah. So I think there's I definitely think Magath has some form of sympathy for them. And you know what? It's funny. Like, Tybers seems like such an interesting character. Like, it's weird that he's. By the way, obviously doesn't have royal blood, so there goes that theory of mine. But he's really interesting. Like, Magath is the one that's like, why are you doing this in an internment zone? And then, you know, Tiber was kind of like, I'm doing it because it's in an internment. Like, he wanted most of the casualties to be Eldian, and he wanted to make sure all of the dignitaries were around the side so that they couldn't easily be hurt.
yeah, and I like the one scene that I really liked in that intro is where they both, Magath and Tiber, say like, oh, Eldians are the spawn of the devil, but Marleyans are also devils too. And you kind of get that like perspective, like what Bertold was saying, like the episode like right before he died. It's like there's no evil, there's no good. It's just like whichever side is you're on. And like for them to kind of recognize the fact that, you know, they're not even the good guys in this scenario, I thought was pretty interesting for like a Marleyan to admit that.
Yeah, I agree. Magath he was the one that said that. I think it was Tiber that said that Eldians are the spawn of the devils, and then Magath said, but we are the devils ourselves, which I thought that's kind of even one-upping.
Yep. And then I think like after the OP, we get into the Warhammer Titan, who's Tiber's sister, his younger sister.
Mm. Is
Yeah,
that what you
like,
got, Yaz?
Sorry, what?
The Warhammer Titan, was that his sister, do you think?
It said it's his sister. I believe her name was Lara.
Oh, that was in the middle. That was in the halfway episode.
Yeah, the middle card. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like a lot of people on Reddit were like enjoyed this part, how Aaron didn't wait for her to transform. Like, he just immediately started bashing her skull before she finished transforming.
Yeah,
I saw that.
In a regular shonen, usually you wait for the other person to finish, but Aaron didn't. Like, he's not gonna stand there and wait.
Yeah. Like, it takes Goku 14 episodes to turn into Super Saiyan 3, and Boo just sits there and watches.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then, like, it seems so... Yeah, did you have...
So when a Titan transforms, like lightning strikes, and they become a Titan, I believe that happens instantly. I believe the only exception is the Warhammer, because he transforms slowly, as it would seem, because he didn't finish transforming before Eren threw a punch, and Eren was like a bit of a distance away from him. So maybe he transforms slowly, like he forms his body slowly.
Yeah, maybe that has something to do with the Warhammer Titan not like starting from the nape, like it starts from the bottom, from like this cocoon underground. And it also seems so like that armor that the Warhammer Titan has, that's just like a coat of hardening. So like in a way it's like it has better armor than the Armor Titan. Like, did you guys get that sense, or?
Yeah, the way Eren hardens his knuckles, like imagine that across his entire body.
Yeah, and Eren's getting like really clean at hardening too, but I guess it didn't matter because, so like we learned through this episode, like the Warhammer Titan can mold its body into any weapon it wants through its hardening abilities. And we saw like even with Eren's hardening, the Warhammer's weapons will just like cut right through it. Like Eren hardened his arms in their battle, and the Warhammer just like smashed right through it. It didn't put up any resistance. So yeah, like the Warhammer Titan is definitely, like any discussion we're having about who's stronger, like the Warhammer Titan seems so OP.
But also, like, I can see some really clear weaknesses in the Warhammer Titan. Like, it can't fucking move because the person's not inside the body. It's like very like limited as to like where and how it can operate, because like as soon as it transforms, unless the person that is operating it is underground, it just can't.
Can't the Titan itself carry the body of the person and just run around?
Oh, I don't know if I'd want the body out in the open.
Craig, then.
So I was just saying that I feel like it wouldn't be very useful or helpful for like a Titan, particularly when it's the one that can use like weapons. Like, you don't want it to have to be holding its like person in one hand when it's the one that can actually like make crossbows and swords and hammers and stuff like that. Like, you want it to be pretty free. Like, it just doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's. I actually feel that I feel that it's nowhere. I want to see more out of it before I think it's OP. Like, I think the fact that it can't really move and that its human is outside of its body like creates a lot of issues for like the Warhammer Titan. It's definitely a very strategic Titan to control and use, because if you can't move and you know that the body is going to be in the open, you'd have to be so smart in how you deploy and use it.
Yeah, I guess that is true. Like, mobility, I guess, like, to compensate for it being so OP, like, it has restricted mobility. But I think, like, against Titans, it still would be, like, unmatched. I think the scouts, since they're so mobile and, like, fast, like, that's why there's the weakness. Like, it couldn't land a hit on Mikasa, which I guess, like, most Titans can't do anyway. But, like, if the Warhammer Titan gets distracted and someone else, like, finds its route, it's over, yeah.
But it only took Eren 5 seconds to figure it out. So
yeah.
I just like, if it's that, like, I mean, I kind of like, I like that. That was actually, that's probably my point from this scene. Like, I really liked, like, Eren has clearly become a much more intelligent kind of like strategic dude, instead of just running and charging. Like, he summed up, like, that was almost like an arm in a way.
Yeah, I know, like,
he's also Sorry, that's also another proof that the Warhammer transforms slowly. I believe we saw the transformation in real time as Eren was seeing it. And if we look back, the transformation does start from the feet up. That's what Eren saw.
Yeah, I think maybe like they might transform differently, like at different speeds, because definitely like the Colossal Titan is not transforming at that same speed over a 60-meter range. But also, I remember when Annie transformed, Annie had a bit of a slower transformation. Like you actually saw her like in that last transformation she like, you know, kind of transformed, and you could see the whole Titan getting created up and around, like her face. Do you remember that like scene where she like kind of rises up above them and she's like looking at them through like from like behind the shoulder of the female Titan before she goes into it?
Yeah, and I think also the anime hasn't entirely been consistent with like Titans immediately showing up and slowly, because like remember when Eren was falling off the wall with Reiner, it also showed him like become the Titan, right? Like the skin was wrapping around him and then the hair grew. So I think I don't know, like I think that's just an anime like stylistic choice when they do that or not.
Yeah, sometimes. It could be.
Yeah. But yeah, like so after Eren kind of transforms, he immediately just like body slams the like bleachers of Marleyans. Like bootleg Hitler, I think, got killed. And then a few warrior kindred.
He straight up dolphin dived into the stands.
Yeah. Yeah, and he kept punching at them like even after he body slammed them. So, but yeah, like also
sure, right?
Some warrior candidates, you know, get killed.
Don't really care about Sophia or Udo, do we?
Not
I
really.
like Udo.
Yeah, I thought
like
that
Udo a piece. I don't think he's dead.
Gabby didn't die. I'll call plot armor.
I don't know if Udo's dead.
Really? You think he's still alive?
I don't know. He got trampled, but like. I don't see Udo dying. Like I don't think he's dead. No. Zofia's gone. And I mean, there was no way they were all gonna survive. Like last week when Eren burst through, one of the first things I thought was, well, one of the warriors in training, one of the wits, is most definitely going to die. I thought it could have been Colt.
Oh yeah, because like Yaz and I were kind of talking about this earlier, how Colt was pretty expendable. So yeah, I guess Colt might end up dying in the next couple episodes. Actually, trying to find Falco or something.
He could, but yeah, I don't think Udo's dead. I think they're just saying that he's dead and. He's gonna. I don't know what'll happen with him, but I don't think he's dead.
Yeah, and I think the scene after that is that Peak then, who like we kind of see how she set up her escape, and like for one, I can just say like a lot of people are saying like, oh, Peak is gonna be like best girl. Like now I can kind of see where they're coming from. Like her play like last episode when she like kind of saw the Panzer Squad and like said something, it was like because she was suspicious of the soldier following them, like, and that was a pretty big brain play, and like she managed to like help her and Galliard escape.
Yeah. Did you pick that up last episode?
Not really. Like
I honestly didn't. I think most of us didn't.
Yeah, and I didn't peg Peak to be like a super intelligent character. Although like I should have, because it was kind of revealed that she was like dependable and like Zeke trusted her to do these things. But yeah, like I didn't expect that from her. I think she kind of feigns like, just not caring or like not really being too involved. Like she seems very lackadaisical, but she's actually like thinking like a few steps ahead.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that's what she was doing.
Oh, so you thought like she was alerting the Panzer Squad because she was suspicious? Like you predicted that?
On my second watch through, or like something, I did. Yeah, I couldn't figure out. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that it was a little bit too obvious that she just was questioning who the guard was, and then sees these guys and runs over and gives them a big hug. And clearly the guard was worried about it because he was like, "Oi, let's go." So that's what I thought was going to happen with them. We should probably talk about Mikasa's entrance. You missed that.
Yep.
That's my best girl.
Right before that, like right after the Peak and Galliard escape from this pit hole, we see people fly in the background, and then Peak like seems like she has a PTSD flashback. Then we hear the zip wires, and then we actually see them. So I like that transition.
Yeah, dude, I also loved that moment. I thought, like, yeah, you see the scouts just, like, zoom, like, in the background, and then you kind of see her, because she was there on Paradise, so, like, she knows who the scouts are, what they look like, what they can do. And I think, like, her being surprised, it kind of tells, like, she didn't know that they'd crossed the sea, that they're here, and she thought she was, like, imagining it. But, like, clearly, the scouts are here, and then, like, yeah, Randy, you can talk about Mikasa's entrance, which I thought was pretty epic as well.
Yeah, I thought, like, I mean, obviously, because she watched Bertolt get eaten and Zeke get totally fucked by Levi. So she was, like, kind of the one that was picking up all the pieces after the scouts fucked them all up, you know what I mean? Like, she even ended up going and getting Rhino, too. So, like, she was just the one that, like, was kind of left unscathed through all of that. So, yeah, but she would have just been like, holy shit, this is not what we wanted. But, yeah, I think Mikasa showed up before this scene happened, because it was more like she showed up. I think she showed up before any of the other scouts. But I thought, yeah, I don't know. It didn't 100% hit for me, like the animation, but I don't want to sit here and just talk about the animation. Like, I think that it was pretty amazing, like, and it was like that entire scene was really interesting for a couple of reasons. The first was obviously, like, they both fucked up the Nate, and that's what firstly alerted Eren to the fact that maybe the Nate did not house the person, did not house, like, the shifter. And then the second part of that was the conversation that she had with Eren was pretty, like, was pretty chilling.
Yeah, like, you're talking about when she's like, oh, those were kids, like, those were civilians, like, there's no going back from this.
Yeah, and then come home. Like, it was pretty, like, to me, it's pretty clear Eren kind of maybe not gone rogue. Like, well, yeah, I kind of think, like, probably went rogue.
Yeah, I think you called it, like, a few episodes. I think maybe in the beginning, actually. Like, I think the way she said, like, oh, come home, it kind of implied, like, yeah, he's been operating on his own. So, like, this plan, that's what made me think, like, this plan was all him. I don't know. What do you think, Yaz? Do you think Eren planned this by himself, or do you think there was some like collaboration with him and the rest of the scouts?
I believe Eren came prepared when he just slept with the enemy, eat the same food as him, like he said the last episode. He planned all this, but like alongside the scouts as well. I believe at some point in the series, like in the future, Eren might actually go like fully rogue, but for now, he's fighting Marley, and he knows he himself is not strong enough. So maybe he is not. It's less of fighting with the scouts, but like using the scouts to maybe help me actually eat more Titan shifters as I gain more power. And then when I become powerful enough, I can go rogue. That kind of idea. So he's using them. But the scouts know that Eren is their most important piece, so they're not just gonna. I don't know what they would do if Eren goes rogue or goes against them.
Yeah, and like you saying that kind of made me realize, like even if Eren like, you know, he goes off to Marley and like he's doing all this shit, like they can't just abandon him. Because he is like their pivotal piece, so they're kind of forced into going along with this plan. But now that like we're talking about him going rogue and everything, just kind of a prediction. You know, like I feel he'll kind of amass all the hatred of like the Marleyans, and then the Eldians might kind of disassociate from him, where to like the point where he's like the villain of the world, not just of like Marley, but just like of Marley, Paradise, like everyone. And then by like, I don't know, maybe killing him or something, the world can like unite, including Paradise. I think like that's the kind of, I feel like Eren will become kind of the villain of the show. I guess my prediction.
Do you think that's all
cool.
Eren's plan? Do you think that's Eren's plan as well?
Yeah, it would be pretty dope if that was his plan. I'd have to give him major respect.
Take all the hate, so that no hate is left for the other Eldians.
Yeah, like I don't know if you have seen Code Geass, but like that's kind of how that show ended as well. So that's kind of where I got the idea from just now. Like if you were to do something like that. But yeah, I think so far it seems like he doesn't really plan on going completely rogue. It's just like he wants to make sure that Paradise is safe, like the people he cares about are safe, which is why he has to kill literally everyone else in the world.
I reckon what you said before we got on the podcast was probably right, Poru. Like I think he's just sending letters to the scouts and sort of saying, on this day, this is going to happen, and based on how the speeches go, I'm going to do X or Y. So maybe you guys should swing by Liberio, you know, on this day and just like see how things pan out. And they're already undercover in Mali. And then Eren said that, so they're coming along next minute, like they just see Eren impaled on a fucking post, like on that big post, and then they're like, oh, okay, well, we're in this now, so let's roll. Yeah, I think I reckon that the scouts didn't really have too much choice in all that. Like just from like the way that Mikasa said come home, and the way that, you know, she said you can't undo these things that you've done. I think Eren made that. I don't think Eren was going to according to anyone else's plans, but he is. I think I think he made the call, and then everyone else just kind of had to pick the moment and come in, and you know, it was probably I don't know. I don't think that was really coordinated. The scouts didn't really seem like they were in agreement on how to deal with the situation. Like Flock wanted to blow everything up. John's like, don't blow everything up. Like it really seemed like a bit. Yeah, I don't know. I think the scouts. We haven't even seen Hanji yet, so I don't know where Hanji is. But Yeah, I think I'm calling that was mainly Eren, and I definitely think he's going to go. He didn't reply to Mikasa. He just said it's not over yet. He didn't say anything when she said all that. Like, he just doesn't seem like he gives a fuck at the moment.
Yeah, but like throughout the show, I feel like he's never really responded to Mikasa's like wishes. Like even in season 1, when Mikasa's like trying to talk to him, he's like, Mikasa, shut up, like the world's, gonna end, like we gotta do this shit. It's like that didn't really alert me, but it's just like his eyes, man. I feel like since he got his dad's memories, like his eyes have just been so jaded, like
Yeah.
he just wants violence.
He may have seen enough killings and death in those memories than what he's doing now.
He seemed genuinely, in the end of season 3, he seemed genuinely uncertain if he wanted to be this violent person. Hey, like I actually thought. Remember when they saw that little baby Titan that had tried to be crawl itself to the wall over like years and years and years, and like Flock goes, "Oh, we should kill it." This is when they're riding out to the sea, and he goes, "Oh no, he's one of us, another patriot." Like, he seemed like he was really growing like an empathetic streak for everyone, and then he seems like he really understands that he's the same as all the Marleyans and this and that. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, it's kind of like he's built in this like form of empathy, but at the same time just gotten even more murderous. This is like at the same time.
Like when Eren was having that conversation with Reiner in the basement, he seemed to kind of sympathize with Reiner, saying that like, "Oh, you want to save the people you love? I'm going to save the people I love." But then he like proceeds to smash on everyone. So yeah, I think he's just come to terms with like, yeah, like it doesn't matter if you're innocent or guilty. Like, I'm gonna fight for my people. So I think he's gone off the deep end. I don't think there's any like reasoning with him or anything.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's gone a bit like, because it wasn't even like saving our people, it was like we thought we were saving the world, but now we both know that's bullshit. We're not saving any world, we're destroying the world. And then it was really weird, and then he just decided to destroy the world anyway. But yeah, so I think Eren's gonna go pretty badly rogue.
Yeah. Well, yes. What are your thoughts on that? Like,
I believe he's like, all right, I'm gonna kill Marleyans if there's gonna be like Eldian fodder along the way. So be it. It's all part of the plan, anyways. About later on, he could go rogue. And I believe the only person he could possibly trust would be Zeke, because they're family, and like that scene from season 3 where Zeke is like, "I'm gonna come back and save you one day." Like he could team up with Zeke at some point.
yeah. And then I guess like before I forget, I kind of wanted to touch on the divide between Paradise Eldians and Internment Eldians. So like two instances, like one, so Sasha, like when she was just murking like all those soldiers, it looked like she spared Gabby. So I think like that was interesting. And then 2, Floke, about just like killing the Eldians in the internment camp. Like Jean is kind of telling him like, yo, listen, like, stop killing civilians. But then Floke is like, they're the enemies too. Like, they were turning into Titans and eating all of us, a few years ago. Like, why should I spare them? So do you guys think like the scouts are, I think the scouts are definitely torn, but whose side do you kind of sympathize with more? Like Sasha's kind of empathy or like Floke's kind of ruthlessness?
I think I would be more like Sasha, I think.
want to say this. Eren right now to Flock is what Erwin was to Flock, a demon that they needed to, destroy the enemy. Whoever the enemy is, Titans, Marley, whatever. They need a demon, and he's right there. Like when one dies, another one appears.
Damn. Yeah, that's an interesting comparison. Like, after that moment, I thought Armin would kind of become the demon. And like he would kind of make those cold, calculating decisions. But yeah, it looks like, Eren he's able to be good in combat and strategy. He's like Mikasa and Armin, just like in one person, which is kind of making him like pretty OP, honestly. He was able to make that whole plan and then act on it by himself.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to eat the Warhammer Titan, though.
And his teeth even penetrate the armor, or like the hardening.
I think it would, but that's like just pure speculation. Because like if he isn't able to eat it, then like, and I feel like the scene just loses its weight. But yeah, like it's curious, like if Eren eats the Warhammer Titan, like what happens to his Titan? Like does it become like the Warhammer Titan? Will he still like reside in the nape, or will he become a cocoon? Like how would that even work?
Does he stay the same and ultimately master hardening on the spot?
Yeah, I guess that would make more sense. His like attack Titan just like becomes coated with armor, and then he can like make whatever weapon he wants.
I have a question about the Warhammer. If it can create any weapon it wants, what about when it transforms? It can transform into other things as well. Like not only create weapons, what if the Warhammer itself becomes a weapon?
Like it becomes a cannon or something.
Something like that.
Or
Yeah, 'cause
like if it can manipulate its shape.
Yeah, like maybe we become different animals or something. Is like a human like form holding weapons, is that the most efficient way to use it?
Yeah, so like it could kind of maybe take the shape of a jaw Titan, or like make, yeah, because like the crossbow was interesting because with like a sword Warhammer, it's just like an object that you swing around, but a crossbow needs like tension, like a lever to kind of shoot it. So yeah, I wonder what the like limits are for making weapons. But I guess it like no matter what, it still needs to be like tethered to the ground. Like it can't just transform into something that flies, I guess, because it still has that cocoon that holds it down.
Yeah, I don't think it could fly.
Yeah.
But if we give ratings, do we also want to say some predictions of what we think is going to happen next? Or
yeah, like let's give ratings and predictions.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I guess I can go first. I'm gonna give this episode a. I think I gave episode 1 a 9. I'll give this like a 9.3, because the scouts came back, which I thought was like really epic. We got to see Mikasa and Levi in action, and we got to see like a lot of Titans in action too. I think like predictions for next episode. So it kind of ended with the Jaw Titan looking at death, like literally just a shit ton of scouts just coming at him with like no like feasible way of like surviving. So I think next episode, the Beast and Cart Titan, obviously we already saw, are going to enter the fray. I think a scout or two will die. Like one of the I don't know if one of the main scouts will die this early. I'm actually kind of torn on that. But yeah. Dude, I can't really predict anything. I don't know where it's going to go. But yeah, 9.3 rating for me.
About you, Yaz?
I'll give this a 9. Most of the CGI and like the way things looked were very good. Some, maybe like 20%, 30% of it looked very weird. I wouldn't say bad, just weird. Could have been better. Predictions. I believe the cart will join the battle. I believe the beast will join the battle. Don't think the Warhammer will be eaten right away. Also, one other thing we forgot happened near the end. Gabby just took a rifle and ran straight back into the action, so she could snipe someone or something. I believe also Reiner, the Armored Titan, might appear as well. And Armin at some point. Hell, just throw everyone in there. Why not?
Yeah, I forgot about Armin. I rated the episode an 8. I was very underwhelmed with the ODM animation scenes. And that for me was the litmus test for the quality of the animation. And I did not see enough from this episode to make me feel like we're going to get anywhere near the quality that we got in season 3. So for me, that was like a bit disappointing. I also think that they didn't really hit like the hype notes. I know Poe, we disagree there, but I didn't hit as hard for me. So I thought the ODM gear, like I thought as our first introduction to the ODM gear, I was underwhelmed. From a story perspective though, it was an awesome episode. An action perspective, like we're really getting into the guts now. Predictions. I think that the Cart Titan will probably like Galliard will not. I don't think Galliard will die. Zeke and Peak will come into the crowd, get amongst it. I'm really not too sure of like what's going to happen next episode. One thing that I think is really framing in my mind is that it is going to be almost. I think Eren and Zeke will definitely end up teaming up, and I think it will be not in the too distant future. I think things are going to move very quickly now, but I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know who's going to win this, if there could even be a winner this battle.
Yeah, that's interesting that you're still like sticking with that prediction of Zeke and Eren teaming up, but I guess we haven't seen too much from Zeke yet. And I failed to like mention that as well. Like Gabby running back with the rifle, like obviously I don't think she's gonna die, but like, what the hell is she gonna do with the rifle?
She might kill someone. I reckon she's gonna kill a scout. I reckon Sasha's got to watch her back.
Oh yeah, because she was like
shooting her,
clenching her fist at Sasha. Shit, dude,
Yeah.
I don't want
just killed everyone except for Gabby. That might be a mistake.
Shit, dude. I hope that doesn't happen. I need Sasha and Connie. I feel like are some of the pure-hearted people. That being said, Sasha just bodied like hundreds of people, but
it is going to be pretty hectic if like now that we've grown to actually care about these. Like imagine Sasha just getting shot point blank by Gabby.
Oh my god. They kind of
I
look
would be shocked. I would be shook.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, because like honestly, this is Attack on Titan. Like one of the main cast is going. I feel like they have to. So Sasha dying at Gabby's hands might be, something that happens. And in the trailer, wasn't it Sasha carrying Gabby away? Like Randy or Yaz, if you remember, like someone was carrying Gabby away. If that was Sasha, then I got a bad feeling.
I think that
Yeah.
was Connie.
Oh, I'm not sure. But that lends itself to me that maybe Gabby turns up, tries to shoot one of them, and then they like talk her around. And like, I think if she's getting carried away, that it means that she's kind of being saved or like taken and like kind of they've explained the truth to her of like who they are and why they're like, do you know what I mean?
Dude, I think it's the opposite. I think it's like similar to episode 1 where she like feigns to be like a damsel in distress. She gets rescued and then she just I don't know. Randy,
fuck, imagine if she...
girl, so.
Yeah, you could be. I mean, that would be pretty hectic. That would be pretty hectic if that was the way she played it. That would be. Like, I actually think it would shake me more if Sasha died by a way like that than even if like Levi died. To be honest.
Yeah, I don't know if Levi dies, I'd be pretty shook. Like, you gotta be the strongest character in the goddamn universe to kill Levi.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, but I think that's all for today's episode 6, the Warhammer Titan. Yeah, we'll get back to you next week with, I don't know, Yaz, episode name for next episode?
Assault.
That sounds like a fun one. Alright, see you guys next week.
It's gonna be. Peace, guys.
Later.